Hey there, Elizabeth here. Now, before we get into today's episode, I thought I would make sure you knew about the upcoming One Word workshop. It's actually coming out this week on January 5th. It's a live workshop where you can carve out some time to relax and reflect on last year and discover your one word for this year, 2023. To find out more information, go ahead to theinspiredclassroom.com/one word workshop, all words, all together, no spaces, and go ahead and sign up. I can't wait to get started in that workshop on Thursday, and I hope to see you in there. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Inspired Classrooms podcast. It's Elizabeth Peterson here. And last episode, we talked a little bit about the idea of getting inspired and how that needs to be an active thing for educators to really get the professional development and the things that they need that are going to feed their flame. Remember, you've got a flame inside of you, right? And you need to feed it. You need to go out there and get the inspiration that you deserve in order to fulfill yourself as a person and as a professional teacher, as an educator. And today what we're going to talk about is the other part of that motto for the Inspired Classroom. First part is get inspired, and the second part is be inspiring. So what does that mean? Well, it's the next logical step after getting inspired, right? You understand what you need, you go out there and you get it, whether it's an art class or it's a night out or it's a workshop or it's a course that's going to help you to teach your content. And then you're going to bring that excitement to your students and you're going to be inspiring. The thing is that regardless of what it is you do to get yourself inspired, it's just like this natural thing that happens where that energy that you put inside yourself, that inspiration that you give yourself, naturally can be put into your classroom. And, I think some educators maybe don't see it that way, even if it's something as simple as they go out and they have a paint night with a couple of friends. You might have a glass of wine, you might paint something that you'll end up putting in your home, but even something like that can transfer itself into your classroom in the idea of a feeling or an emotion, or maybe it transfers itself into your classroom by you providing a similar, maybe smaller, but a similar experience for your own students. When I was giving face-to-face retreats, and I did that for about 11 years, face-to-face retreats for teachers, we had one in the summertime that was on the beach, on Hampton Beach. It was amazing. We also had a winter one. It was the SEAL retreat where we had an overnight. It was so much fun, like crazy amounts of amazing sleepover fun for teachers. But the purpose of those retreats was for teachers to get inspired, right? So that they could then be inspiring to their students. And even though I don't have those face-to-face retreats anymore, and you never know, I never close doors permanently. That might change in another few years or so, but I do still have virtual retreats that are open for teachers. And I'll leave the link down in the show notes if you're interested in learning about the virtual retreats that are still available. But when we went to these retreats, and even though I was hosting it, I participated 100% because they were just as inspiring to me. We had different people come in and give workshops that were teacher-centered and hands-on, and they were built for teachers to get inspired, right? By doing what they could then bring into their classrooms. And there's so many examples. One that I in particular am thinking of in the moment is when one of my, actually she was a former student of mine. I had her when I was teaching middle school music, and she became an art teacher, and she came in and she did an entire project centered around recycled sea creatures. It was so much fun. And so what we ended up doing after the retreat was over, the art teacher at my school happened to also be in attendance of that retreat. And she and I banded together, and we brought about this amazing experience for my then 4th grade students, all the classes in the school, all the 4th grade classes in the school. And we created recycled sea creatures. It was nearer to the end of the year. It was like in the springtime, I guess. And each student made a sea creature, and we tied it in with World Ocean Day and with science. And it was such a great experience for the students. We truly were inspiring the students. That's the idea of getting inspired and then being inspiring. Those are the things that kids remember, right? Those experiences that we can give them, that we can get them inspired by, those are the things that they remember. And it doesn't even have to be that big, right? It can be small things that we do too. It doesn't have to be this huge project. I think that took at least a whole day I think we actually took the entire day to create these sea creatures with those 4th graders. But it can be the small things too. When you seek out things that you need to get yourself inspired, and then you bring them into your classroom, you're that much more willing and able and excited to bring that to your students. It can be something as small as, figuring out new ways to build relationships with your students. We actually have an entire free PDF that just has all these different ideas of how you can creatively build relationships with your students. And that is like, it's a form of professional development, right? You get this information, you read up on it, you understand it, you see what's going to really get you inspired, and then you can bring those things to your classroom and be inspiring to your students. So let's go back to the motto for a second. The motto of the Inspired Classroom is get inspired, be inspiring. And sometimes you'll hear me say, get inspired so that you can be inspiring. And it really is about you going out there, taking ownership of your professional development in small ways and in big ways, so that you can truly live up to that caring, creative teacher that you want to be. I think that's so important. We can't wait for other people to help us become what we want to be. We have to do that for ourselves. And so I'm curious, what kind of things have you done in the past that got yourself inspired so that you could be inspiring to your students? Or what are some things that you're thinking, yeah, you know what, I might check out what free resources are available to me, what courses I can take, what workshops I can attend, so that I can really be an inspiring teacher to my students. So let me know if there's a place to put comments wherever you're listening to this, or if you want to DM me on Facebook or Instagram. You can find me at The Inspired Classroom in all the places. I would love to hear from you. All right, so that's it for me for right now. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And hey, go ahead and get inspired, all right? So that you can be inspiring to your students. All right, have a good one. Thanks so much for listening. My name is Elizabeth Peterson. Be sure to subscribe, and I look forward to continuing this journey with you.